Welcome back to my channel for this week's Human Design Transit Report. Today is Monday, August 10th, and the transit that we're in right now, I talked about extensively in last week's transit report. So you can go and check that out if you want to know about the transit that is currently happening. I'm going to talk about it just a little bit, but there's a lot more detail there. And then I'm going to go more into detail about the new transit that's going to start on Friday the 14th. Now, I like to share these transit reports with you because this helps you to understand what is happening with the sun and the earth primarily, although I do talk about other planets, and what are the energies that are going to be available to you so that you can really use them to your benefit and hopefully minimize any of the pitfalls that they can also make available to you. Okay, let's go ahead and get started. So last Saturday, just a few days ago, the sun moved into the gate 57 and the earth moved into the gate 51. These are both really powerful energies, and it's important to understand what they are. The 57 is known as intuition and instinct in quantum human design, and the 51 is known as shock or initiation in quantum human design. And so we want to be able to ground ourselves during this transit in the higher expression of that 51, which is the ability to initiate oneself and potentially others into higher consciousness, because this is part of the channel of the priest or the priestess or the shaman. And so you really want to be able to be expressing the higher aspect of it, because the 51 is kind of gnarly when you're working on the other aspects. So the shadow aspect, you could use shock, say shocking things, do shocking things to try to manipulate or control other people. Not so good. Or the disempowered aspect, which is where you attract shocking things from other people or from situations. So ideally what you're going to do is, instead of really identifying with the shock, is you're going to be identifying with that initiation. And that ability, I think of this as like an evolutionary energy, right? It's our ability to change our state, to elevate ourselves, and to really move more into our own hearts and also into our relationship with spirit. So right now you want to be grounding yourself in that energy, and what that's going to do is it's going to enable you to open up the intuition of the 57, which is what the sun is lighting up. And you want to be able to do that because sometimes, the 57 is on the spleen, so it's one of the fear gates, and its fear is the fear of the future. You can be projecting fear of the future when the 57 is being lit up. But you don't have to do that. If you don't go into the fear place, right, you can be more in this state of receiving, downloads from super consciousness through that knowing circuit, because it's in the knowing circuit. So just to summarize that piece here is you really want to ground yourself in a connection to spirit and initiating yourself ongoingly into more and more connections with the all that is. And that is also going to help you really bring in your intuitive guidance. Then on Friday, the 14th, the sun is going to move into the gate 32 and the earth is going to move into the gate 42. I always like to do these ahead of time so that you can, it's kind of like forewarned, forearmed, right? It's like what's coming. And this is a significant shift in energy from the transit that we're in right now. So you may really feel this as it comes on Friday. So the earth is going to move in the gate 42, which is on the sacral center, which is the center for life force energy. And when it's colored in red on your chart, that makes you a generator, either a pure generator or manifesting generator. And so it is this kind of generator responsive energy. And the 42 is the energy for finishing things in traditional human design or concluding things in quantum human design. It's very similar energy, right? It's all about how do we bring things to a conclusion, or how do we finish things. This is a great energy for things that you've kind of just been putting off. It's like, oh, I know I should finish that, or I know I should complete that, or I know that I should bring that thing to a conclusion, right? It's kind of like wrapping things up. But you've been putting it off. You've been procrastinating. You forgot about it. You made other things a priority. Well, while that earth is lighting up that 42, this is a really great support for you to be just going ahead and doing it, right? Let go of your objections, let go of your worries or your fears or whatever, and just take care of it. It's so liberating when you do that, right? One of my old coaches, she used to call those tolerations, right? The things that you're tolerating, not having concluded or finished or, really kind of tidied up and wrapped up and made sure it was done, right? So, and when you do that, you release all of this energy. And the sacral wants you to do that because the sacral wants you to have its powerful energy. So it's like, come on, let's use this energy to complete things. So that's what we're grounding ourselves into because that's where the earth is. Then the sun is in the gate 32, which is on the spleen center. And the 32 is an energy it's really an energy for having a big business idea and being able to hold on to it. It's called continuity in traditional human design or endurance in quantum human design. Because the idea here is that when you have a big idea, it takes time to prepare. It takes time to prepare oneself and to prepare the environment or the context, bring other people in, have research be done and all of that, right? So it's the ability to be able to hang in there and do all of that kind of preparatory work for this big business idea that you have. Now, the 32 does also have a fear, okay, just like I was talking about the 57, because it's also in the spleen. So the 32 has the fear that other people are going to steal your business idea. So you just want to have a reality check with yourself about that. It's like, is it likely that anybody's going to steal your idea? Could actually anybody even do anything with your idea if they got a hold of it? Because if you're the creator of it, they might not be able to do anything with it because it's your idea, right? So you want to be able to just have a reality check with yourself about that. Is there any reason I need to actually have that fear? If there is, then do what you need to do. Like I just did a reading for somebody who said, yeah, I had some of that fear. She had 32 in her chart 3 times. And so she got her body of work, trademarked, right? And I said, great. It can be a smart thing to get your body of work trademarked. It's just better not to do it from fear, right? It's better to do it because that's a smart business idea to do. You have a big idea. You might want to trademark it, right? You just don't want to be doing it because you're like, oh no, somebody might steal this from me. Because you don't really want to engage in things with that energy anyway, because you know what? It'll just stay with you through that, through you creating it and building it. And yeah, it's not recommended. Okay. So with that 32, this is a really great time for you to be wondering about, oh, okay, what else do I need to do to bring something into form? What do I need to do to prepare? Are there things, again, this is kind of, if you're thinking about the energy of the 42, which is about concluding and finishing and so on. Are there things that you maybe have started to prepare, but you hadn't finished it, right? Or maybe you started to do this research, but you just lost track of it. Or maybe you started a conversation with somebody to collaborate on something, but it's been stymied, or it's been a while since you revisited it, or, that person never got back to you, and you just go ahead and, reach out and try to get that communication completed, right? Try to carry it all the way through, because the way that you really influence right timing for doing something like creating a business and bringing an idea for a business into form is by doing your preparation, right? It's doing the things so that you are then ready to actually create the business that you're imagining. Because a lot of times we have this idea for something, whether that's an idea for a business, but this is also, like an idea for a relationship or an idea for a place we want to live, but we're not actually ready to make the change for that to occur, right? We're not the person who can experience that relationship. We're not the person who can manifest that business idea, right? Now, right now it's about business ideas, but the point does apply to different aspects of our lives. A lot of times we need to do preparation. We need to change our mindset. We need to, in this case, letting go of scarcity mentality, for example, or letting go of your doubts that maybe your idea can't come into fruition, or your doubt that you're the right person for it, or the doubt that you can make money with it, whatever those doubts are, just try to let those go, right? And bring yourself more into a grounded place of like, I'm going to finish doing the things that I started out doing or that I've thought about doing. I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to get that going. I'm going to see what I can finish so that I'm really fully prepared to, at some point when it's right timing, to bring forth this business idea that I've been nursing. So that's my transit report for this week. I really encourage you to make the most of these energies because they can help us just kind of break out of some of the stagnation that we've had or some of the negative thinking that we've had. And when you're able to utilize these transits, you'd be amazed at how much they can support you in your life. If you haven't had a chance already to download my free ebooks, Getting Started with Human Design and the Reflection Journal, I really encourage you to do that because they will help you to read your chart and it will help you just kind of get a better sense of what the chart looks like and what all the parts are. And you'll also come into my community. I've got some really great stuff I'm planning on bringing out next month in November. And so I would love to have you be a part of it. Okay, many blessings. Much love.